Okay, guys. Remember like the video before? Good morning again. Sorry about that. Remember this one is still going over improper fractions, which are fractions greater than one whole. So now I'm just gonna stick with improper fractions. For right now, remember in improper fractions, any fraction greater than a whole. So I was thinking about it another way. Let's say if you know your division facts, then you're gonna get it. So I'm gonna compare two fractions. One of them is, is 6/3. And again, your denominator right now is 3. So right now, thinking about it, 3. And if I have 6/3, hopefully you're able to see that you probably made a whole, because 3/3 makes one whole. Another 3/3 makes another whole. So this one has 6/3. So I was able to make 2 whole pieces. Can now you see your 2 whole, right? So I already see 6/3 as 2. Because another way you can see it is 6 divided by 3 equals 2 whole pieces. But that's whenever you get more comfortable with fractions. So I'm gonna model 6/3 on this one. So this is 6/3, and you already know that's a 2 whole. So it's 0, and again, I don't know if it's 1, 2, or 3 because it's greater than a whole. So I'm not gonna start with 1 right now. So I'm gonna start with pieces, and I know that that line segment on the number line is partitioned into thirds. So I'm gonna pretend they're equal thirds. You see that? Okay. So those are thirds. Right now, I'm demonstrating that I have 6/3 though. So if I have 6/3, I have 1, 2, 3 thirds. Didn't make it. So now another one from 1. I need to continue to the next whole number, which is 2. I still gotta partition it in thirds. No matter what, I'm still partitioning that in third. So I'm gonna partition this part of the segment into thirds again. But I already had 3 right here. So 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. In fact, this is what we did in third. Equals 3/3. So this point right here is 3/3. But now I have 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Remember this, guys? All those 1/3s. Now I have 6/3. So this is the point. 6/3 is equivalent to 2. Okay. And the other one, I'm gonna model another improper fraction. I'm gonna go. So this is all about 6/3. On this one, I'm gonna model. Let's say I have 6/2. And now you're thinking, well, how can I model 6/2? So some of you already kind of see what's gonna be because you're dividing this. But if you have no idea, that's okay. I'm just gonna go into what I know. So this one is partitioned in halves because they're called halves. Denominator is still a 2. No matter what, I always look at the denominator piece right now. So I'm gonna start with 0, and I'm gonna put the same location for 1. Right now, I'm noticing I have halves, so I'm gonna partition it in half. We know how to do half. Half is right between the middle of the number line. That was the start question. Right in the middle, you always have half. I have 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 2/2. 2/2 is the same as 1. But I have 6. So now I'm gonna go to a different color. I still have a 2 right there, so I put a 2 in the same spot. No matter what, your number line has to be represented the same. If you're comparing fractions or any numbers, your number lines, part of the whole or the whole piece has to be the same piece. Otherwise, you can compare them. So I'm still gonna partition this in half. I have 1/2, another 1/2. So I had 2/2, 3/2, 4/2. 4/2 is the same as 2. That's the one you saw at yesterday's homework. I still have 6. I need 2 more pieces. So after 2 comes 3. The things from pre-K, kinder, first and second and third continue to grow. But now I have halves. I'm gonna change it in a different color. So this is from 2 to 3. Because that's what makes a fraction. Part of a whole. 2 to 3, difference is 1. So you still have 1 right here, one whole number. I'll partition it in half. 1 half, 5 halves, and then I have another 1 half equals 6 halves. And that's what some of you were saying. So 6 halves is the same as 3 wholes. You think about it, 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Now that worked out perfectly because it was a number divisible by 2. This 6 is also divisible by 3. Again, that's another thing more into 4. So right now, if you're noticing which one's greater, 6/3 or 6 halves? 6/3 and the other one was 6 halves. Well, I know halves are greater and I have 6 pieces of the halves. So I still know that this is greater. So I don't need to cross multiply because I know halves are larger and I have 6 of them. Thirds are smaller and I have 6. My third is smaller than my half. Okay, you learn that in a second. So I don't need to cross multiply. But if you want to, we can check it out if it works. Let's see if it works. 6/3, 6 halves. 6 times 2, 12. 3 times 6, 18. So guess what? 6 halves is still greater when you cross multiply. It still works, but remember that strategy will not work in future. So that's why I'm starting to go into the second grade things. So what you know, halves are greater than thirds. If I have 6 halves, it is greater. Or some of you are relating it to division. Or some of you are like, you know what, that's for next year. But that was a question. Remember, there will be fractions greater than a whole. Hopefully it made a little bit more sense. I know it went longer than 5 minutes. And again, if you're still confused about this, don't worry. You have plenty of time next year again. Fractions will continue in 4th grade.